If you're not welcomed or not listened to, quietly withdraw. Don't make a scene, shrug your shoulders, and be on your way. What's going on, y'all? Welcome to the Life of DT. I hope y'all been taking care of yourselves because I've been taking care of me and mine. Now, today's video, I'm going to title it Learn to Walk Away. And that verse right there really was something that stood out to me because I'm in the area of my life now to where I felt like I was trying too hard to be heard in a specific situation. I was trying too hard to kind of like make things worse or find an area of understanding. I was in the area of my life where like there were multiple disagreements that really turned into arguments, unnecessary arguments. And I'm not pointing the finger. I'm not talking down on anybody, but it was just, I just felt like I was pulling my weight more so than the other person, or my efforts to try to fix the situation weren't being reciprocated. And it gets to a point to where you just got to learn to let stuff go, and you got to catch the hint when God give you that first sign when it's time for you to leave a situation alone. You got to listen to your intuition. You got to listen to God because that's there for a reason. You got to learn to listen to it and not just ignore it based off of what your body's thinking. All right. So yeah, I put the verse up here one more time. I read it. It says, if you're not welcome, not listened to, quietly withdraw. Don't make a scene, shrug your shoulders, and be on your way. All right. So I have a few bullet points written down that's going to basically help me continue to carry on talking to y'all. And hopefully y'all can take something away from this. If y'all new here, go ahead, press that subscribe button. If you're already here, you already subscribed to this channel, man, I want y'all to go ahead. And this is for everybody. Go ahead, press that like button, turn on those post notifications because I'm about to start going crazy, speaking my mind, speaking whatever. All right, now I got that out the way. Let me slow down talking and let's get to my first point. So this verse really opened to me that I needed to like respect my boundaries. I have written down, it says, if someone consistently disrespects your boundaries or doesn't welcome your presence or opinions, it's important to recognize and respect their stance, even if it means stepping away. Now, the way I look at it is like everybody has their own life experiences that led them to acting the way that they do. So maybe that person was in a situation where they weren't heard or whatever they weren't heard or they weren't respected in the relationship, and they carry it on over to another situation, which just so happened to be me. And I have to understand that I got to understand where the place that they're coming from. They're coming from a place of hurt because they tried to probably work something out beforehand and it backfired on them. So it's really like, I think that the person I was dealing with really had their guard up, and that was part of the reason, or one of the root causes of as to why when she's in a similar situation, she would shut down and kind of like basically disrespect me. There was a lack of respect and there was a lack of boundaries. And it also comes down to me. I never set boundaries from the beginning of the relationship. I made the assumption that a person that would do right by you would just automatically do right by you, and which that's the way it should be. But there's certain things that need to be communicated. Even though in this situation I was pushing for communication, but I was overplaying my step. It's like if someone isn't communicating or if someone isn't even willing to fix a problem, I can't even say she wasn't willing to fix the problem, but maybe she's just as tired as I am and decided to quit, even though I never really decided to quit. But yeah, that's that. It just comes down to me just respecting my boundaries and just accepting the first sign of the upcoming signs of potential betrayal, but the upcoming signs of someone who's not really as interested in you as you think they are, just because they tell you and show you certain things. The second point that I have down is to understand your own value. If a relationship consistently makes you feel unwelcome or unheard, it may be healthier to distance yourself instead of trying to gain like acceptance. So basically, piggybacking off what I was just saying, is like you don't want to keep pushing for something that's not working, because you're not, at the end of the day, you're not gonna do nothing but end up hurting you're not gonna do anything but end up hurting yourself, because that person, people aren't blind, people aren't deaf, people aren't stupid. She sees everything that I was trying to do to kind of fix to fix that situation, or kind of trying to push for for us coming to an agreement, even if we agree to disagree. But it's like the moment that because I'm trying, and I realize that she's not trying, I'm devaluing myself, and it's showing a lack of respect that I have for myself. And generally, just speaking personally, this might be a little prideful of me to say, but it's like I'm never like that type of person to really push for us, to really push for something. So it was like I am the type of person that knows my worth, but I just hate the fact that it took me having to like somebody and really let my guard down. And the moment that I finally decide to let it down, I get ran over and I get fucked over. That's just from my perspective and based off of my experiences. I'm not pointing the finger at anything right now. And I'm not saying anybody's right. I'm not saying anybody's wrong. There's a lot of things that's really just stemming from a lack of communication. And I'm talking about me, but I know that I'm speaking for everyone else too, because I'm not the only person that been through this type of situation. And that there's millions of other people, millions of other couples, situationships, whatever, that's been through this situation. And I just want to be the I'm gonna just say leader. That's not the word I'm looking for. I'm gonna be the leader I'm gonna be the one to shed light onto others to help them navigate through their situation just as well or even better than I am right now. Another third point that I have is just to focus your energy and efforts on relationships that are reciprocal and positive. So basically saying if you putting in a lot of effort and you not getting anything back, notice that you like I was saying, piggybacking off of what I just said about self-worth, you devaluing yourself and you wasting your energy. There's other people out here. I'm not gonna say I blame myself, because I'm not this type of person, but this situation kind of made me learn that, in a sense, dealing with one person is too close to none. And it's kind of bad considering the situation that we live in. I mean, the world that we live in. But it's like, you don't want to, I'm not going to say have somebody that's on the piggyback, somebody that you ready to go to as soon as this situation doesn't work out. But it's like, when you so fixated on this person and you so fixated on making some shit work, that's the only person that you're going to see. You're going to keep trying because of infatuation. It's not even love at that point. It's more so of an addiction and infatuation. And you're going to get so caught up in trying to see the good in this person to the point to where you're going to forget that there's other people out here that are willing to do right by you, or willing to reciprocate what you putting out. And I feel like I'm not going to say I was 100% right in all of these situations, but I feel like that there was a lot of, like, and speaking of energy, there was a lot of like negative energy that was around the situation, and it was easy to reciprocate, because I always think like it's easy to reciprocate bad energy, but the moment that it comes times, the moments that, hold on, let me start over. It's easy to reciprocate bad energy, but the moment that it's time to reciprocate positive things and try to grow together as an individuals, that's when people start to shut down, and that's when people start to, try to, in a sense, resent you, or try to get over on you. But it all comes down to just dealing with people that really fuck with you. Even if they fuck with you in the beginning, when you see those signs of somebody not fucking with you no more, you question it, try to communicate about it, and if that gets shut down, you leave. Because a person that really has respect for you and respect for the way that you feel, you wouldn't even have to think twice about what's going on. Especially if you won't have to think twice, especially if your issues are being communicated. Something that I learned from this situation though is that it just developed my resilience. I have this written down. It says, I developed resilience by accepting that not all relationships are gonna work out, and that it's a normal part of life to experience rejection or unreciprocated efforts. Like I was saying, I know I'm not the only person that's going through this, and that I'm just gonna use this as a lesson. I don't really compare myself to individuals, but something that I really like to say is that, like, something that I like to tell myself is that I'm not the only person that's been through a situation, but what I can do and what I can control is to handle that situation better than others may have, so that I can lead by example. That's another example that I have. And it kind of made me think, it's another bullet point that I have written down. It kind of made me think that, like, I really need to set an example for other people, especially if there's people looking up to me. And it shows me why I really should have left a long time ago, because my tolerance was just way too high and I tolerated too much. And I still have a lot of tolerance in me. And I don't think that is fair to myself and not fair to the people that I look up, for me to not walk away, yet to, on the other hand, preach and talk about other shit that's going on. Excuse my language. I'm bringing up the Bible, all that. But it's like, by me walking away, I feel like I'm setting an example by walking away from an unwelcome and toxic relationship, because it was toxic for sure. And I'm able to set an example by showing the importance of setting boundaries and having an important sense of self-respect. Going into the future, I really think I need to really focus on setting boundaries and to establish that respect line and knowing what not to cross from the jump. And people that cross that line in the future, you just kick them out the door for real. Because I'm bringing this up again. It says to quietly withdraw. I'm not gonna be the type to sit here and argue with someone all day, or I have no problems with disagreeing. Okay, and I'm not going to be looking to disagree with the individual, but to argue and not get anywhere, that's where you got to draw the line, especially when things are starting to get said that really don't align with your morals and values in terms of respect. And the last thing is I ain't gonna say the last thing, I probably have two more things to say. When you're in a situation like that to where you're not being heard and whatever, just take that as enough closure. Because when there's a lack of communication in a relationship, as time goes on, a person will try to come back in your life and be like, oh, I just want some closure, whatever. You got to shut that down, because the closure that you needed then was the disrespect, was the talking to you crazy, was the playing in your face. All of that was enough closure. And I think in another version it says shrug your shoulders and be on your way. But I think in another version of it, it says to knock the dust off your feet. So just because a person does you wrong, it has more so to say about them and their character than it does to say about you. So all you got to do in that situation is just to dust off your feet and just keep that shit pushing for real. Because it's like you stressing over a situation of a motherfucker that don't want to be with you no more. It ain't gonna do nothing but slow you down. And the last thing I want to say is just to have a sense of like a healthy detachment for real. Something that I do to detach myself from things that are good and bad is by telling myself good things don't last forever, and neither do bad things. So you want to kind of detach yourself from both. Now, how do you detach from situations like that outside of relationships? That's something that I'll say for another video. I had to really do some studying with myself, because I learned how to do it and I kind of forgot how to explain it. But staying in the situation would do more harm than good. And you just need to learn how to detach from it. You got to tell yourself good situations don't last and bad situations don't last. So you just need to enjoy where you at and appreciate it, because it's all going to lead you towards your where you need to be in your journey for real. So yeah, man, if you made it to this point of the video, I want to thank you and appreciate you. And again, I want to let y'all know, if you're still watching this, go ahead and press that like button. And if you're new here, press the subscribe button and tune in, because I'm going to be talking about more things than just things related to relationships. I normally speak from the heart, and I'm here to better myself as an individual by keeping it a stack with y'all and speaking from experience, because I can only speak from experience. I can't speak for another man. But yeah, man, I hope y'all take care of yourselves. I'm going to holler at y'all. Y'all be safe, and I'm going to see y'all in my next vid.